Hello and welcome to a spoiler vlog for Iron Flame. Honestly, I think today should have been a national holiday. We should have all had today off so that we could read this and just like fall in love even more. I'm about to start it. I have my Fourth Wing bookmark and I have my tabs set to go. I'm so excited. I'm a little scared because Fourth Wing is a book I probably shouldn't have liked, knowing all the issues I tend to have with some books, but it was like crack and I read it all in one sitting. I was obsessed, and I want to feel that way again, and I'm trying to not have too big of expectations for Iron Flame, because I don't want it to let me down. This will be a spoiler vlog. If you have not read Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, besties, you gotta read those and come back, because yes, you will be obsessed. And then I'll be here to give you all my spoiler thoughts once you've read them. But if you have, continue on into the video with me. Also, sorry, I'm sick. You can hear it. All good. I still wanted to do this and read Iron Flame. I am 7 chapters in, and already this book is crack. Like, I am obsessed. The first 10 pages took me a little bit to get used to the writing style again, just because it is a little bit more YA and a little bit cringy. I still love it. The second I was back in this world, back with these characters, my obsession became so insane and I can't put this book down. There's so many good lines, so many good scenes. I'm really liking how the politics are playing out in this story. I am liking that Violet's mom doesn't know like everything. Like, obviously she is kind of against them, but I did like the point of Violet is like, my mom's not gonna kill me. My mom still loves and cares for me, regardless of if she's lying about other things. She didn't know about this, and I loved that scene. I thought it was just like very like heartwarming to see Violet understand her mom a little bit. Dane, just fucking Dane, like fucking Dane. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about the separation of our main characters, with him getting his like duty out on like the southern reach and them only seeing each other every like 7 days for like a small amount of time. I'm not 100% certain how that's going to feel, but I also hope this means that we get to see Violet really grow as her own character within this story, since it is going to be a 5-book long series. However, I live for the moments when they're together. I live for them like secretly talking through their heads. Like, those scenes are always my favorite. I'm also a little bit worried that the whole Violet not forgiving him and wanting the full truth is going to get old real quick. So I hope that he learns quickly that he just should tell her everything because she's trustworthy. But also, like, I understand his point, and she is a weakness currently, and I hope that she can prove herself as not a weakness to the rebellion, the revolution. So far, I'm impressed. I'm expecting a lot of Dane Violet scenes, with Dane being the new wing leader, and I'm ready to like annotate them and just say fucking Dane over and over and over again and how much I hate him. So far, my thoughts are pretty good. It just reminds me of the first one. It's doing really good at like continuing the love and expanding on the world and the lore. The dragons aren't as strong so far in this one, but I am only 50 pages in, so I think that their time is coming, but I just remember absolutely loving the dragons in the last one, and I just want like a little bit more out of them, but we haven't had a lot of scenes with them yet, just because they're off doing their own thing while like our characters come back into the school and figure all their crap out. I'm gonna update you in a little bit. I'm reading this so slowly because I'm just like annotating the crap out of it. I'm so excited that this is holding up for me because I was a little bit worried it wouldn't. I do think Violet is 100% going to find how to make that ward work again. We saw that earlier on with her brother, where they talk about how they have a ward, but the ward, no one knows how to create them anymore, and it's like lost, and she's like, knowledge is never lost, blah blah blah. I think she is going to like work hard to like befriend more of the scribes, since she's already friends with them. Find someone trustworthy, figure that knowledge out, and then we're gonna have some protection there, and I'm excited for that plot line. I love the idea that knowledge is power in this. I truly love that that is such a huge theme of this series, and it always has been, because knowledge truly is power. Me in our like buddy read on Mel's Discord. 1 second, I'm excited because Liam's sister, and I'm so happy to see her, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. She's gonna care for her. It's gonna be incredible. Next second, his sister is crushing my hopes and dreams. I mean, understandable to be mad at Violet for it, because, like, you don't truly understand. So, like, understandable, but not what I wanted. Also, this new guy, this King's Son guy, sounds important. I'm interested to learn more about him. I'm hoping he's on our side, because I loved the Liam-Violet friendship, and I'm missing that so far in this book. I need something for her to, like, have outside of her relationship and the dragons. I'm hoping that maybe he is like the new Liam, because like I miss that friendship quite a bit. I could not imagine having to watch these first years do the parapet. Nope. I would definitely be crying, but I would have died on that parapet the first time. So I guess I wouldn't have been crying. Wait, what? Did that guy just snap Nadine's head? I liked her! What the fuck is going on? I need to keep reading. Okay, now that I've made it through, like, that scene, there is a lot of mirroring of the first book happening. And I mean, I do like that because it is year 2, so obviously we're seeing the new cadets go through the things that our cadets went through last year. But in some ways, I find it just a little bit boring. This book doesn't have the, like, crack that Fourth Wing had. Like, I found Fourth Wing unputdownable, and I think that I could put this down. I don't think I'll be up all night reading this, at least at this point. Although Fourth Wing felt so familiar, there was like this like interesting world building and stuff going around. This almost feels too familiar for me, where like I want something new. I want to learn more secrets. I don't need to see Violet win a fight, because I feel like book 1 proved to me that Violet would have won this fight because she is stronger and she doesn't give up and she's courageous. So like a scene like this wasn't as interesting to me as it was in the first book, because I've already had Violet's character build up. However, of course, we're getting to the point where, like, you find out who is trying to kill her, and, like, obviously what that means for her. And I'm also assuming we're gonna go to the healer quadrant, where we had just learned that something is wrong there, and Violet is really close with the healer dude, so I think we're gonna learn some information there. So I understand why this scene happened, but I just have a lot of scenes that are happening that are like very similar to what we had in the first book, and I understand why we're doing it, but it's not working for me 100%. It's like 99% working for me, because like I'm still obsessed. I still love this. Also, I miss Xaden. Like, I truly do. I'm missing him already in the last like 30 pages. But also, I'm really liking, what's her name? Imogen? I don't know how you say it. I think that she is going to end up filling Liam's spot, and I think she's stepping up really well into it. I like her so far. I'm rooting for their friendship. I hope she doesn't die, because apparently people die a lot in this. Who would have thought? A war college. I love that we just got the line, don't forget for a second, that's the mission here, desensitizing us to death. I think there was a lot of problems that I saw with people who didn't like Fourth Wing and talking about the logic and how having your cadets die when you need more riders and things like that makes no sense. But that right there sums up, I think, why the logic makes sense to me, because this school is about survival of the fittest and also about war and making you ready for war, and this logically in my mind does make sense. I mean, is this the right way to go about it? No. Does it make more sense to have your cadets go through training that doesn't kill them because like you need more people? Yes. But do I understand why this would be a thing in a society like this? 100%. I'm really glad we just had that scene where they talk about that this is the reason for the school desensitizing you, because war is war and it is brutal, and this is about what is out there. So like proud of that scene. I liked that a lot. Oh my god, screaming, crying, throwing up at the scene like 5 seconds later where his room is just warded for him and her and not for anyone he pulls through, and that just like, I love him so much. Catriona? Who the fuck is Catriona? I must know. So sorry this entire vlog is taking place in my bed, but I'm reading this in pretty much one sitting. I love on page 113, we get, you're her, aren't you? Her who? Lieutenant Sorrengail's sister. Not General Sorrengail's daughter, not the cadet Xaden is stuck with because of Tarn. And I like that we're seeing her sister be respected. I think her sister is going to play a really big part in later books. I think her sister could be on the wrong side of the rebellion, to be honest, but like struggle with, you know, loving Violet and switching over, especially when her brother finds out. That's like my prediction. I obviously know nothing. I think her sister is going to really matter, and I like when we get more mentions and comments of Mira. Also, the little quotes at the beginning of all the chapters being recovered correspondence from Xaden to Violet. My heart. They're so sweet and cute, and I love learning more about Xaden. I'm really deeply into this book right now. Rebecca Yarros is honestly so freaking smart with this scene where we see Violet and Xaden deal with their relationship and one of them wanting sex and one of them wanting more, because she says it herself, they've switched places from last year. And this is just a smart decision as the author. We knew it worked in the first book, so why not do it again in the second book? But it feels different because we have different characters in the same situation. This is what I said earlier. This book is so familiar. It is just book one done again, but it is working. Like, it's working. We don't have to establish new things because we've done it before in book one, but we're just flipping it a little bit and making it more unique. I love that Rebecca Yarros is so honest about it, because she says that in her book herself. She's like, we've switched places. How did this happen? But I think we're also getting a really beautiful discussion on trust, and I think that trust is the number one most important thing in your relationship. If I didn't trust my partner, there is no relationship, in my opinion. Does that mean my partner has to tell me every little thing? No, but it means I trust him that if something concerns me, is going to hurt me, is going to affect me, they will tell me. I think that there is a little bit of trust building on either side. Violet needs to learn to trust Xaden regardless, and Xaden needs to learn to trust Violet enough to, like, give her some information. There has to be trust on both sides, and we're not getting that at this point. Neither side is really giving trust. So the relationship can't fully work until they give trust, and I just love this entire scene, this way of writing, and I love that Rebecca Yarros just does the familiar, and that's why I think this book works so well for so many people, because she executes the familiar so well that this book, it feels like home. It feels like everything I love in a book, because it is. This line right freaking here, so fucking honest. This happens when she's almost killed for Andarna not showing up for flight maneuvers, and she says, I want Xaden. It's illogical. He couldn't have stopped Varish. I don't need his protection. I don't need him to carry me back to the dorms. I just want him. He's the only person I want to talk to about what happened on the mountain. This is how you know you're in love. Like, this line, this is how you know you're in love, because this is the feeling you should feel when you're in love. Like, when everything else goes to shit, I just want my partner for no reason other than to just have them there. And that's an incredible feeling when they can be there, but a terrible feeling when they can't be there. I am loving this, like, new trial that they're going through. I love a trial, so this is so fun. I love that they're, like, paired up with people they don't know and people that aren't trained the way they are, and then they have to help them all survive. And this scene, the orange dragon, Jack's old dragon, killing one of them, I just find it so ruthless, and I love how the story can be so ruthless at times. And that was an epic scene in my opinion. And, like, the last line being like, this is why you don't fucking run. I loved it. My hair has been put up. At least we get a little bit of a change of some sort of scenery. I love this scene in the library where her friend is already smart and is catching on and hasn't been recording this. I like her friend. I think she's smart. I hope she sticks around. But in Basgiath War College, Basgalith, I don't know how to say it, I don't trust in anyone surviving besides Violet. That's about it. That's the only person I trust surviving. And I'm excited to see where that leads to, because corruption from the highest power for knowledge. Chef's kiss. Such a good theme. We're having a Taco Bell break, and then we're getting right back into it, Nikki. Yes, we are. We gotta read Iron Flame. Violet keeping the letters from Liam's sister and making her train for them is honestly kind of evil. Like, could you imagine someone doing that? I'd want to murder them. But also, I'm proud of Violet. The polls that people are making to keep Violet and Xaden away from each other has me very interested in what this means for the overall story and arc. There are a couple things I'm really liking about this. Obviously, I'm loving the story, but my thought process is, I know we all hate Dane. I fucking hate Dane, but I wish we saw more of Dane, because there's something I love about hating him. And we don't get a lot of this in this book so far. I'm at page 160, and, like, there's been, like, 2 fucking Dane moments, and I want more of them. Obviously, Varish is here to step in, and we hate him. I'm normally a prediction girly. I normally have a lot of predictions about where I think things are going, but I'm not 100% certain at this point, which has me excited, because, like, this is probably a very predictable story, but for some reason I'm just, like, along for the ride and not predicting things, which is not normal for me. But, like, I am trying to predict things, but I don't know if I'm like, oh, that's too obvious, that couldn't be it, or if I'm also like, no, I'm overthinking it too much because this is more of an obvious story, and I just like have no concrete predictions besides that I do think Violet will figure out the wards, and I think the wards are very, very important, obviously. And I'm worried something bad is going to happen to Xaden. I'm like really trying my hardest to figure out what Varys knows, because we even have this line where he says, he looks like he knows something you don't. Is there history with your mom or something, bad blood? And then we have Violet say, not that I know of, but he's obsessed with Andarna. It's like, obviously we know he's obsessed with her. There's something going on there, and I just like can't figure out why, like what it's going to be. What's the secret? Like, obviously we know she's a baby and no one else knows she's a baby, so, like, he could know, but I feel like it has to be bigger than that. Like, can they not be bonded to two people? Like, two dragons? I don't know where we're going with this, and I often guess these things. Like, I often have ideas behind them, and I just feel, like, very blank on this, which is, like, really exciting, but, like, I kind of feel stupid, because I feel like this book is supposed to be predictable, and, like, I'm not being able to predict it. I want to know. I keep turning the pages. I really, really want to know. Also, Violet and Xaden leaving angry at each other, and they know that they might not see each other next weekend because everyone's trying hard to make them not see each other, just, like, irked me so much. But, like, it's so real in a relationship, your emotions are so high, but, like, don't leave angry. Ugh. Say something nice before you go, regardless. Oh god, Mira being here. I told you earlier that I wanted her to be a bigger part of the story, and I think she's going to be, but I don't think she's on our side. And could you just imagine not being able to tell your sister who you love that your brother is alive? And I think this is the wisest choice. I don't think Mira is on our side. I think she's still on Violet's side, but I don't think she's on, like, the side of the revolution. And I just, like, this would be so hard. Like, literally, what? Also, I'm really glad that Violet opened up to her friends a little bit. We just saw her break a little bit, and then stupid McStupid face came in and was like, I need to check your bags. I'm having a great time. I'm on page 200. Why did they station you here anyway? Samara is warded and you're a walking shield. Kind of a waste of your signet. I think she's here to spy. I don't think she's on our side, but I kind of love her. Oh, we're finally getting somewhere. We have a moment where it says, I just need to know important things. I won't withhold information that could change how you make decisions. And that's the same of you. Mature relationship status happening right now. I hope they stick to this. Also, her almost telling her sister, like, I get it, but Violet, you dumb girl. You dumb. What are you doing? Don't do that. She ain't your bestie. She may love you, but, like, no, she is suckered into the cult of government propaganda. Yay, finally, only on page 208, but I have a fucking Dane moment. Fucking Dane. Fucking Dane. Because why? She says, don't freaking touch her. Do you put a match? Violet, I hope those shields are up, girl. I hope you've got them going. It's literally a page later, but, like, Dane just knows how to get inside of my head and make me go, ugh. And I love this scene so much. I missed him. I literally missed him. I think he adds so much to this story because, like, he is so hateable, but also understandable to me. We have what's-his-face that feels just like evil mustache, like your typical evil twirling mustache guy, you know, typical bad villain. For me, Dane is a little bit more complex because he's grown up within this system. He has listened to the propaganda. You can understand his, like, motivations, even if they're not right and we don't like him because he's a dick, he's doing the wrong things. I think I've always kind of understood where Dane is coming from. And again, in this moment, he just wants his friend back. He's doing it the wrong way because he's betrayed her and we know he's, like, on the wrong side of this revolution. But, like, there's just something about him that adds, like, a complexity to the story. And so this scene where he's like, keep the daggers if that makes you feel better, Cadet Sorrengail. Bodhi, who I love, is like, you know she's good enough to kill you from here with those. And he goes, she won't. I'm her oldest friend, remember? And then we have Rhiannon coming in and being like, this certainly isn't friendly behavior. And just, like, making it all real. But, like, this scene is just, like, peak fucking Dane. And I love it. Because, like, I hate him so much. But he's so complex as a character. And he adds so much, I think, to Violet's story. Because, like, are you gonna kill your oldest friend? Probably not. He is correct. But, like, we're rooting for her to kill him because he sucks. I thought this was going to be juicier than it was, this scene where they're fighting and then Dane has something to tell her about, like, the back of Xaden's back and who gave the scars. For some reason, I just always assumed it was Violet's mother. Like, I thought that was common knowledge. Obviously, I just, like, assumed that, and we were never told that, but it just... Who else would it have been? Like, it was either her mother or her brother, and her brother is obviously on the side of the rebellion. This wasn't as juicy as I thought it was, but obviously for, like, Violet, this is new knowledge, because it adds to, like, who Xaden is, and I think it'll be interesting to see, like, the complexity that this adds to that now. For some reason, I thought Violet knew this too. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! I mean, he's the king's son, so, like, it makes sense, like, the king would know, and that maybe the king's son would be smart and know too, but, like, having him just, like, outright tell Violet that, like, he knows. I like him. I hope he's on our side. I think he is. I think he's on our side. Cam or Auric or whatever name he's going by. And I like that he's like, I'm just hoping it's after threshing. He can't do shit after threshing. Dragons don't even answer to kings. Like, yes, I like you. I hope it's after threshing too that he finds out, but who knows at this point. But that scene. I just had, like, my get ready for bed nighttime shower, but, like, not really a shower. It's really just taking off my makeup. I didn't get my hair wet, but sometimes I find it easier just to get in the shower to take off my makeup. That's what I did. So we have a change of clothes, but it's still the same day. Getting ready for bed. Who knows how late I'll stay up reading this. I don't think I'll read it all today in one sitting. I'm not even halfway there yet. So far, I'm really liking this one. I just think it's missing a little bit of the pacing that I loved of Fourth Wing. Like, it could be a little bit faster paced for my own taste, but I'm still feeling 5-star vibes. So, like, that is really just a nitpick completely. Anyways, let's get back to reading. Okay, we've reached the torture chamber part of the story. I kind of like this. There's a line in here where they're like, we're doing this for you, not to you. And, like, I understand this logic. Do I think it's correct? No, they're definitely doing this to them. Is it also to help them in case they're ever tortured? Yes, you can understand why this trial was made, but you can also understand how the boundaries were crossed. Them having to give a secret, I liked that. Violet, could you have picked a less traitorous secret? You probably could have. Just make something up, lie, tell them that you wished it was your sister instead of your brother or something. Just, like, lie and make a secret up. And then we get to the reveal where Mr. Twirly Evil Mustache Guy brings in Dane. And, like, that's a dirty trick. I feel like if you're bringing in Dane, it stops being a trial at all, which is, like, kind of the point, and I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. Here, I want Dane to make the right choice and, like, stand up for Violet, but I don't know if that's actually in Dane at all, but I am kind of hoping it could happen, because I love having a bad guy who, like, borders the line a little bit, and I think Dane could be that person where, like, you see the good in him at times, but that doesn't erase the bad. Look at Mickey sleeping behind me. Sometimes he's so cute. Honestly, go Dane, even if you only did it for being a rule follower. I would like to believe that something in him also wanted to do it because he does still care for Violet. But, you know, I have a soft spot for a villain. Like, if you read the Red Queen series, I love Maven. I have a soft spot for a villain. Like, I hate Dane. I don't want him. I'm not rooting for him. But I would kind of like a Dane redemption arc. I'd be fine with that. I would. Magic isn't tied to objects like that. But isn't it? Haven't we been learning that about the wards the entire time? Didn't we learn in the first 50 pages about how we had to imbue the things for the wards? Doesn't magic actually tie to objects? Huh? Is this Griffin Rider Katriana? Is it? Like, the way she looks at Xaden isn't just doe-eyed. There's an unmistakable longing there, a hunger that has me blinking. It's like she's been trudging through the desert and he's the oasis. She looks like how I feel. It's his ex. It's 100% his ex. God damn it. Exes are never a good thing. In romance books, at least. Professor Corey, I think is how you say it, is a literal badass. Literal badass. This scene where he calls out Varish for abusing his power and all that. And then, like, would that mean you influenced Solaz when he set fire to the squad of bonded rioters after the parapet? Like, damn. I think I do love seeing when Violet's allies stick up for her. And we're getting to the very end where she is about to tell her friend the truth. And I'm ready for this scene. I think that Violet needs a friend, and I'm very excited that she can count on her friends. And I think that that is something really beautiful about this story, is it is a story about friendship at the end of the day and loyalty. I told myself I was going to bed, and then I read more, and I read Dane's redemption. That was what I wanted the whole time. I thought it wasn't going to come in this book. I thought it wasn't going to come to, like, the next book. But, like, him saving her, I knew, as much as I hated him, there was something good in him. And I hope we continue to see that. But also, I'm going to miss him as a villain, because I think he was a good, layered villain. Because he's not really a villain. He's just a product of time and propaganda. So much happened in those last chapters. I was just caught up in reading and couldn't update you. I'm very excited for where I just ended, but I can't go to bed yet. I'm gonna keep reading. I think I probably won't update you again till tomorrow morning because it's 10:30 and I'm hoping to only read for like half an hour more and then go to bed because I'm still sick and I can't stay up till 5 a.m. reading because that will not make me feel any better. Good morning. I have my Starbucks. I haven't had coffee in a really long time, to be honest, because I'm sick and I just don't drink coffee when I'm sick, really. It is a pumpkin cream chai, dirty, because I wanted coffee, so there's a shot of espresso in there. Deliciousness. I did get to part 2. Let's appreciate, I don't know if you can see that. These tabs look so pretty in the black sprayed edge. I wish all books had a black sprayed edge. Like, I wish this was standard. I just think the black is so elegant and chic and beautiful. It is escalating at a rate that I didn't expect. I actually thought that this would mostly be at the school. I was expecting us to still have a 3rd year at the school. I love a school setting, so I'm kind of sad that we're not getting that. However, I'm liking the escalation of the plot. I mean, I love an epic plot. I love something that is bigger than just our characters, and this plot truly is. The reveal of Violet's mom, I loved. I literally loved having her mom, like, on her side. Like, Violet's mom is rooting for Violet, even though she's not necessarily, like, on their cause 100%, but I think she is. I think that her and Violet's dad were probably, like, setting things up for this revolution. I just, like, believe in Violet's mom. I love family, and I, like, want to think the best in the family. I don't know how you could raise 2 children that join a revolution if you didn't have some of those elements. Like, I don't believe that she's all bad, and obviously we see that she's not all bad in that scene where she comes to save Violet. And, like, we see earlier in that scene, twirly mustache guy, what's his name? I'm so bad at names. There's a moment with him and his friend talking, and Violet's kind of out of it, because I think this is when she first starts seeing Liam, which, like, my heart. But they say, like, if she finds out, we're fucked, pretty much, and they, like, mention her being away. And, like, I automatically knew that was Violet's mom. We didn't say that it was Violet's mom in this, but I knew that. And so, like, they knew that Violet's mom would come save Violet, that they would not get away with this. So, obviously, they know that she's, like, not this big bad that Violet brings her out to be. And I'm excited to see all the, like, things that this mean. I didn't love the reveal that Violet's mom had made Xaden take care of her. It just, like, backtracked a little bit of Xaden's character for me, because I, like, want to believe he would have done that anyways, because he's a good person. Like, he truly is a good person. But I didn't hate that reveal either, because obviously it means her mother always was looking out for her. The scribe is being not great, and her, like, trying to save Violet from the scribes, also kind of beautiful. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say from last night. I'm just excited to get into part 2 and see this, like, new side of the country that we're in more. Like, I'm excited to see the, like, city, and we obviously have... Oh, I know what I have to talk about. I have to talk about Dane, because he gets his redemption moment. And, like, I wanted it. So I'm happy he gets it. I mean, I don't think that this clears him of all issues, but we have to remember he is Violet's, like, longest, closest friend. That, like, I think it matters that he chose her in that moment. Especially because we know him to be such a rule follower. So the fact that he broke that chain of command and stabbed what's-his-face, I think really matters for his character. And I'm excited to see this redemption arc. Again, I didn't think it was going to come in this book, but, like, I'm happy it did. I'm really just happy to see this new side of the world, to, like, hang out with Brennan a little bit more, because I think that he was funny, and I liked his, like, personality in the first chapters, and to see how Violet does now that all her friends are a part of this revolution with her. But let's get to reading. I'm going to sit on a chair today so that we have a different background other than my bed. Okay, we just had this is Xaden's house reveal at, like, the Revolution. This is, I think, my problem of why I can't predict things in this book. Because, like, that was just a fact to me. You didn't realize that Xaden was gonna be the leader of the rebellion? I did. I 100% knew that. It just felt obvious, so it wasn't something I was trying to, like, predict. That's how every YA story goes. That's a typical trope. But I loved it. Like, I loved getting the reveal, even though I wasn't shocked by it. It was such an epic moment for Violet, who is shocked by it, because she's not always the brightest. And now we're gonna go see Andarna, and I'm excited to see a little dragon as a teenager. Aww, poor Andarna. However, I like that mirrors kind of what Violet has gone through and Violet's struggle with her chronic illness. I like that we have a dragon who is going to fight, and Andarna's journey has never been what is typical for a dragon, just like Violet's hasn't been either. I think that we could get a beautiful story through this little dragon. Tien leads the riot, which means Mira. Mira is coming. I think I'm wrong. I think she's coming to join. But this whole time, I've been, like, committed to the fact that she's not on our side. I think she's more like her mother, like, on our side but not our side. What's about to happen? What is literally about to happen? This feels too easy to have everybody on her side. I kind of wanted, like, someone to be, like, a bone in the side that we had to, like, convert over. It's like Mira just joining them feels, like, too easy for me. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a struggle to, like, fight her ideals. You know? I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm gonna keep reading. Something has to be up. Why would Mom and Malgrin just let them go? Someone has to be a traitor. There's something not right here. This sounds terrible, but I kind of hope Mira betrays them. Something's going on. Like, something has to be going on. The drama if Mira betrays them. Which, like, my heart will break for Violet. But, like, that would make good content in this story. And we have 5 books. Like, this feels too easy for a 5-book-long series. I don't know. Oh, page 373. This is such a great scene where we are talking about how Violet was never actually trained in her power. She has the ability to be the most powerful wielder they have, but they never trained her. Like, she knows nothing about her ability. They just trained her to shoot, and that was it. The fact that they didn't train her about, like, the why she has this power, the logistics about it, the fact that she could aim, like, they didn't ever try to even teach her to aim, that she can do it, not just out of the sky, like, all those things. I love this discussion because it really shows you how people are scared of power, and I think that it's a really strong chapter. We know this entire government is based on controlling others, and the number one way you can control people is by not giving them power, because the powerful lead, the powerful are confident. If there was someone like Violet out there who was not fully on their side, who could do all these things, that's scary to them. So they just don't train her, because someone untrained is never that much of a risk. And I love this conversation about being scared of what power gives to people and what taking back your own power can do for yourself. I think we're going to see Violet become more confident as she understands her ability a little bit better. I think that the Xaden storyline is kind of interesting because we would hate Dane for doing what Xaden is currently doing. So I'm at the point where her and Mira are about to leave to go behind Xaden's back and go show off her power to this person to get the luminary. Xaden is rightfully so terrified for Violet. But in book 1, we had the whole discussion on Dane protecting Violet to the point of not letting Violet make her own decisions. And something we loved about Xaden was that he always let her choose. And right now we're seeing that not happen, and obviously it feels justified. If you were in Xaden's position, you would feel terrified for Violet. You understand what he's going for. If my partner wanted to risk their life, I too would want to put my foot down and say, no, you can't do this, and not have it up for discussion. However, we've had this whole book 1 where we hated Dane for pretty much doing the same thing. And obviously, we love Xaden, he loves Violet, but the mature thing to do is having honest discussion and make a decision as 2 capable adults, and obviously there's some miscommunication happening here. I 100% understand Xaden's motives. I stand with him. That is how I would feel, but I'm also, of course, with Violet for going off and doing the stupid thing, but, like, who wouldn't do that in her shoes? But I just think it's interesting how I have a feeling most people will be okay with Xaden doing these things, but we weren't okay with Dane doing them. And there's just a topic of conversation about relationships there and what that means. And obviously, Xaden isn't too controlling over Violet, so there is that, and how he handles these situations is much different and better than Dane. I just wanted to, bring that idea up, because, I don't think they're exactly the same because of the personalities of the two guys, but I think people will hold grudges against Dane for kind of doing the same thing. The difference is that we were made to love Xaden before he did these, where we were just essentially taught to hate Dane right off the bat. Now let's go watch Violet do the stupid thing. I love that Mira just threatened them with her truth. How respectable of a soldier to, tell the earnest truth, I'll gut you if you hurt her. Now I'm torn. Mira could be on her side. She could be on her side because she does love Violet so unconditionally. I just know nothing about her. I feel like I want to know her more because I don't know. I literally don't know. But also then Xaden being there, what a douchebag. Okay, never mind. He's not a douchebag. We just learned that he, changed his course because the dragons felt them going this way. Okay, I guess not a douchebag because he was doing it because he loves her and wants to protect her. I take it back. His ex? I feel like these two need to have an honest discussion about exes. I think it's very healthy in a relationship to know each other's exes and to have talked about them so that you're not surprised, especially when they're still around in some format. So you're not surprised when something like this happens, like I currently am, and I'm not looking forward to this. I feel like Violet has been very mature about this entire situation, more mature than I would be, but no wonder you didn't want her to go there. You didn't want her to know about your ex's fancy life. I don't like this. Yes, thank you. We're having this discussion now. This is what I wanted. I said it earlier. This discussion about stop keeping me safe. You never would have pulled this bullshit last year. You never held me back, never caged me in the name of protecting me. You were the one telling me to find another way on the gauntlet. Watch me fight off other cadets at threshing. We're having a very honest discussion right now. I haven't finished reading it, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get back to you really quickly, because I just had to scream from the rooftop that I'm very excited that we had this scene, because this is what I meant earlier. He's doing the shit that Dane did to her last year. Okay, that conversation did not end how I thought it was going to end. Not exactly how I wanted it to end. I feel like these two are capable of very mature discussions, which is something I like about their storyline, and I think it will happen, but obviously, being in a relationship, it's not always easy to have the mature discussion. So I understand why this ended on such an escalated emotional moment where she says, do you know who you sound like right now? Please enlighten me, Dane. I mean, I know that they're going to have this conversation at some point, but miscommunication is a thing, because it really truly is a thing in a relationship, and it's not easy just to sit down and be honest about your feelings and emotions and being able to trust in your partner all the time. So I do kind of like that this didn't end in a happily ever after, but they will get through it, because that is honestly really real to a relationship. I'm just excited to see what's about to happen at this castle, because I'm intrigued. I will say I think the pacing is a little bit off in this book. It's slower than I thought it would be. Okay, I'm a little bit not happy at this book currently. Logically, once I got over the anger for Xaden not telling us, I'm gonna put this down. Once I got over Xaden not telling us about his ex-girlfriend and all that crap and her being there, I'm reading these scenes, and maybe it'll explain it later on in the book. I'm not there yet. Her uncle has the thing that we need to make weapons, which we're making weapons to smuggle them to those Griffin Riders. So to me, logically, right now, it's not adding up that he wouldn't give that to them in order to help them out. And maybe they don't get along. Maybe I'm missing something that is going to be revealed, and I'm just thinking about this too early. But it just, logically, to me, is very confusing that he wouldn't want to help. I'm sure we're going to learn more about his personality, but what I've seen so far doesn't add up in my head quite yet, and just feels like something we did for the sake of the story, but not necessarily fluent in the story. Okay, we did just get the reasoning to why they hadn't agreed on this, but to be honest, I just don't understand why it took this long and the motivations behind this guy to see her wield and almost kill her. I wish that was a little bit better explained, because it feels like it was in his best interest to sit down and do negotiations. This is a logical issue that is a little annoying to me, but we'll see how I feel. It could just be something that I forget, They do happen in books. Not everything in a book is normally something I 100% love, and this is just a moment that I was just like, I think that this could have been done a better way, because I don't understand why they wouldn't have sat down earlier to make this deal, because it is in the best interest of both parties. If Riddick dies, I'm gonna be so sad. I like him. Look, the tears are forming. Brennan better save him. Also, I find it very confusing to figure out which ones are the griffins and which ones are the people. This scene really fucked with my head. No, 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 no. We're not killing him. We're not doing it. All 4 of you. All 4 of you live to see graduation. That's the deal. Fuck me. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. He's gonna live. I believe it. My thoughts. Well, we are truly fucked. If they know and they're coming for us, we're fucked. Violet, get those wards up. You're so close. I'm on page 448 currently, and I do feel like this is struggling a little bit for me with some pacing issues. I feel like the Griffin Rider part could have almost been a whole new book. There's just a lot happening in this story. I don't know, like, some of the slower moments I'm not as interested in. Like, we had these, like, really intense moments of, like, her being tortured and then going and telling everyone the truth, and half the school joining them in the rebellion, and that felt so, like, at the peak climax, and then we're back to just, like, learning in school, and that, like, pacing isn't really working for me, of, like, switching back and forth between the school and not. I think when we left the academy, I thought school would end, and so it's weird to me that they're just slipping right back into school, because I care more about what's happening in the war. I want Violet off with her brother and her sister and Xaden, doing, like, powerful moves, because that's what Violet deserves to be doing right now. I understand they still have to teach her things, but the schooling aspect of it just isn't 100% working for me in terms of pacing, because it feels too slow after, like, some of the climax. Picking up from where we just left off, I'm really over this Cat versus Violet storyline now. I liked it when it added to her jealousy with Xaden and what their relationship would be, but now that it's literally, like, Cat out to get her, and, like, when she's, like, jabbing at her in this, like, fight scene, and she's like, does it bother you that I had him first, and things like that. I'm just over this storyline. I think that this book did not need this storyline. Sometimes I love a love triangle. I live for the drama that these things can add to stories, like an X or something, but I just don't think that this story needed this, and it feels weird to me almost. I just, like, feels unconnected to the rest of the story and, like, what our 2 characters have gone through and who they are. It would also be weird to me that Xaden would ever be with someone like Kat, which I think is going to be part of the difference. But, like, I don't know. It just feels so unnecessary to me. I'm not a fan of it. It was good for, like, 20 pages, and now I'm over it. Let's just move on. Let's become squad members and get over this. Hallelujah. Are we about to have the exes conversation? The conversation. I'm so sick of this whole, I'll answer your questions when you ask them. Just be open and honest. Because asking is terrifying. Asking the things that are upsetting you, asking the things that bother you can be so scary. We just need open dialogue between both of them. I hope we're getting that right now. I'm honestly a Dane girl. Them calling Dane to help with the reading. I hope he doesn't screw us over, because, like, I'm here for this entire arc. I missed the Liam friendship, and I haven't found that again. And I think we could get it with Dane, because they have history. Also, go Violet for saying thank you about the finger thing. That was hilarious. Loved that scene. I'm hoping we're over, like, the jealousy part of the Cat drama. I'm okay with, like, a rivalry, but the jealousy part, Violet's just better than that. Still struggling with pacing. I want things to be escalated, I think. Shout out to Xaden for finally being treated like Violet. And this scene where he goes, I realize you treated me like every marked one has treated you since threshing, like you're just a vulnerable extension of me. The things Violet has had to deal with that Xaden doesn't even understand, but now he's coming to understand. I love that. I love that for their relationship and what that means for them. Okay, I think I really truly know why the pacing issue is bothering me. If she knows how to fix the ward, why are you going out on this, like, training flying mission instead of going to Xaden and telling him? It just, like, doesn't make sense to their current situation that she's playing school instead of helping them. You're gonna do this to me. You're gonna ask a question I want the answer to, and then bring a horde of wyvern in. I can't speak, but you know what I mean. Why does she have to do this? The climaxes. Ugh. Oh no, I'm scared. I'm asking, how long do you think it takes for someone to fall out of love? A day, a month? I'm asking because I don't have any experience with it. I'm asking because I think it'll take you all of a heartbeat once you know. Fuck. I'm so fucking scared. Stop, he demands. That requires another fuck. Let's try eliminating sickness instead of you can't see the future. Oh. Stop before you go somewhere you can't come back from. Fuck. I deserve better than this. Tell me the truth. Preach, Violet, preach. You've always deserved better than me and no one knows, because if they did, I'd be dead. So many moments make sense. There are so many moments he literally just did it. Wherein she goes, oh shit, what if he's like Kat? What if he's been manipulating my emotions this whole time? And he says, I would never do something like that. He does it all the time where he answers her thoughts. But I just thought it was because of their bond. But now it makes sense because often it's not in italics. Oh, I would feel so violated. Fuck. I would feel so violated. But this is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something darker than this. Damn, I would feel real and truly violated. But I also understand why he didn't tell anyone. Less than a minute. That's how long it took for you to fall out of love with me. Satan. She hasn't fallen out of love. She just needs to understand. Because you just dropped a ball on her. But believe in her. She's better than this. She will love you and trust you. Satan, you're a beautiful little boy. Ugh. But how many blows can love take? How many daggers are there in the metaphorical armor? Violet, say something. Oh, he's crying. My love isn't fickle. I shake my head slowly, keeping my gaze locked on his. So you better live, because I'm ready to ask you all the fucking questions. Yes! This is what I needed. This was a good moment. This ability, though, makes me question my concerns about Mira. I feel like I don't have concerns anymore, because otherwise, why would Xaden bring Mira to them? Which I'm kind of sad about, because I kind of wanted to see that happen. But also, happy that, family over everything. I now need to go back and reread these first two books and figure out all the amount of times that he does that. I'm happy that they made the decision to go save Basgiath. I think it also was showing how power can corrupt when the council doesn't want to go save them. You can easily understand how people get into this mentality of well, you didn't save us, so we're not going to save you. And then it's just a spiral, and it ends up being no one saving anyone, and this ruthless power struggle, corruption that happens. So I think that was really beautifully done, and I'm glad that obviously Violet is better than that and is going to help out. But I have a bad feeling about this last battle. I just know. I mean, last time in the last 100 pages, we had the Liam death, and that almost broke me. So who's gonna die this time? I'm not ready. My guess is Violet's mom, though. I don't think that she's making it, and I think that is going to be brutal, especially if Brennan stays behind. I think he'll regret it. I knew, just like everyone, that something was off with Jack, but I did not see Jack turning venom. But that makes a lot of sense, because Nolan's life was at least sucked out of him. The scene with him killing his dragon, that was intense. I definitely think we're gonna see Endarna's power she gives to Violet, what is that called, Signet, in this battle too. I'm excited! I have my Vampire Diaries watch along in literally 40 minutes, but I have 50 pages left, and I don't think I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna be so close, and I'm gonna have to stop to watch the watch along. Fuck. Mira says that she has to stay with her mom as a last line of defense because she can do wards, and I think that that's not good for those two. One of them is dying. I'm calling it now. Yay, Brennan showing up. Yay. If Rhiannon dies like Liam died, I'm going to murder someone. You cannot do this to my poor soul. I cannot take that. I think Violet can. She's strong. She's stronger than me, but I cannot take that. Please do not do that to me. Okay, I'm in the final 30 pages, so I'm in the final battle. I will say, I find her battle scenes a little bit confusing. They don't flow very effortlessly in my mind. I don't remember feeling that way in Fourth Wing, but in this one, I'm really struggling, placing where is where and who is who and what she's doing. And I don't know if that's intentional, but I am kind of struggling a little bit with that. But it's still a really good scene. I'm still really enjoying the scene. Violet is a badass because she just jumps off the back of the dragon and says, "Catch me." I love that she just trusts everyone and everything. It's incredible, amazing, badass status. And Darna's the key. I love that she's the key. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it so freaking much. She is the 7th dragon. And it is iconic. I wrote it a couple pages ago when we found out there were 7 that I thought it was her. But then we're getting to the point where she's asking Kodak to come. And yes, here for it. Amazing. Also, Violet's bravery to just like blatantly say, I need to talk to you, to this dragon. I love it. You didn't have to hide. You could have told me. You're as unique as I am. We want the same things. Fuck. Don't you dare kill yourself. You will cease. Listen to Turn. You must save yourself. I choose you not as my next, but as my last. And should you fall, then I will follow. Fuck. Oh my god. I knew this was gonna happen. I called it. 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 I knew this was not good for their family. Oh, fuck. The mom, she's gonna siphon double the power, kill her. If I have to choose between her life and yours, I choose yours. I'm so sorry I chose your life too. Oh god. For everything we dreamed you would be, all 3 of you. I don't get to see you. Fuck. I knew this was coming. I prepared myself for their mom's death. Not well enough. I knew it was gonna be the mom or the sister. Fuck. It's all that left of my mother. I hate this damn book. Oh. A little note. Most generals dream of dying in service to their kingdom, but you know me better than that, my love. When I fall, it'll be for one reason only, to protect my children. And she did that. Oh, fuck. Something's wrong with Xaden. He says he killed him. Did he turn into one? Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. I have a page left. If he... Okay, I think I have more than a page left. 4 pages left. If he turned into a Venom, fuck, I'm terrified. I'm seriously terrified. I should have seen this coming. But I typically hate this kind of idea, this twist of him being the bad guy now. Obviously, he's not going to end up bad, and they're going to fight through this, but now, like, the darkness is going to come for him. My least favorite trope that happens within YA stories or fantasy stories in general. The story's obviously now going to go farther because of that, and I don't know where the story would have gone if we didn't get that. But I'm not excited for the storyline in the 3rd book. I hope it can win me over, but I'm just more nervous about it. It's just typically a storyline I don't like. Ugh, 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 ugh. I'm going to tell you final thoughts in the morning. I'm going to sit on this, give you my final star rating and thoughts tomorrow. Okay, final thoughts on Iron Flame. I'm giving this book 4 stars. I still loved it. I still had an incredible time. I still thought this was incredibly fun, which is what I liked about the first one. But I didn't love it just quite as much as Fourth Wing, which is okay. It is okay to give a book 4 stars. Like, that is acceptable in my opinion. It still means I really, 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 really liked this book. A few complaints for me was the pacing. We saw me complain a couple times in this about the pacing. I just think that this felt like 2 books to me. We had part 1, which felt like a book because we end on this like escalated part. That would have been a very good ending to a book. I think that that could have been separated, been given a little bit more time and detail and love, and that could have been an incredible 2nd book. And then we had part 2, which to me felt like another book, because why else would we go back to school? Like, it just had like the start of this like slow pacing to build up to the climax again, but we'd already done that. It made this book feel like it took forever, because there was like those 150 pages where I was just like, why are we doing this? This is not what I wanted after what we just ended on. And then another major complaint for me is just Xaden and Violet not being together. I think everyone will feel that way in this book. We just had not enough moments of them bantering for me in this. All the moments were spent fighting, and although I loved the discussions we got and I thought that they were very real to what a real relationship is like, I also just missed seeing them together. Even when they were fighting, we only saw like moments of it. Most of the book they weren't together, and I just wish that they had been together a little bit more often, which, like, as long as they're together in the 3rd book, I can forgive this. We also didn't have enough dragons on page, I feel like. I wanted more dragons. I'm just gonna trust the process with the ending. It's something I don't love because it often means that we're just gonna get a lot of self-groveling in the third book, and it's not like my personal favorite to have him be now evil and struggling with that. And that'll just add another whole conflict layer to their relationship when I love a fantasy romance that is them against the world. I don't need conflict all the time within our relationship. The conflict can happen outside. There can be an epic plot that they have to solve and they don't have to be fighting throughout all of that. I'm hoping we get a good storyline and arc throughout this. I mean, I am interested in the story about power corrupting. We know Xaden's someone who will do anything for people he loves, so it's not surprising that he would take this power to protect Violet, and I think we're gonna see him struggle with that, whether he takes more in order to protect the people he loves or whether he is turning into something evil by taking more and not protecting them. I think there will be a beautiful arc and storyline about that, so if it's done well, it can be done well, but I'm very hesitant about it because it's not my favorite trope done. I've actually stopped reading series before because they've done this. So yeah, I think overall I just had a really fun time with this. I think if you liked Fourth Wing, you will overall enjoy this, although I would say Fourth Wing feels fantasy romance to me, and this feels like it's trying to be a fantasy. Not necessarily a bad thing, but just knowing going in, if you were more of a romance fan in the first book, there is less romance in Iron Flame and more like politics. This is a political heavy book. I loved the politics. I am a politics girly, but I know not everyone is. I mean, you've obviously already read this if you're watching this. I'm acting like this was not a spoiler vlog. But let me know down below how you felt about Iron Flame. Give me your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions. Everyone watching this should have already read it, so I think spoilers are fine in the comments. And I need book 3 now. There's no news on book 3. I need that now. Need it. Oh, also, I read an article where Rebecca Yarros confirms that Violet has a second signet and she's using it in this book. I think it has to do with the dreams. I think that Violet needs to understand things and she needs to protect people she loves. I think it has to do with seeing in someone's mind or something. Because she is seeing Xaden's dreams, I think, in this. But also, there's the point where she's hallucinating Liam, and what if she can, like, talk to the dead? Because that'd be cool, and that would bring Liam back, and I would do anything to bring Liam back. I love Liam so much. That is also, I think that this book was missing a major friendship, the way Liam and Violet had a friendship. That brought so much to the first book for me, and we truly missed it in this book. Also, I will forever love when they talk in their heads, so I needed them to stop blocking each other out as much because I love the moments when they're in a room and they're talking in each other's head and no one else knows what's going on. So I hope for more of that in the third book. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. You saw my reactions throughout this entire story. I loved this. I can't wait for book 3. I need it ASAP. If you made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji to say you were here, leave me a fire emoji or a dragon emoji. Whatever one you prefer. And then if you want to connect with me on other platforms, my Bookstagram, my BookTok, my Twitter, and my Patreon are all linked in the description bar below. Have yourselves an absolutely incredible day and enjoy your book hangover with me.